Hello. How are you, people of the internet? I am like so deeply, oh God, relaxed right now. So you guys, I'm gonna keep kind of when we're live going like this with my shoulder because I had just the best massage. Oh my God. I haven't had a massage in like a hot minute. And I don't know about you guys, like if you haven't it's almost like if you hadn't worked out in a while. I work out every day, but if you haven't worked out in a while and then you do, or it's like you're stretching and then you're like, oh yes, please give me more of that, whatever it was. Sorry, this is just like there. But when you join, say hello. Let me know that you're tuning in. I have not done 2 lives in a day, you guys, in a very, very long time. It might have been, this might be like the second time, this might be the first time, I can't even speak correctly. Hey James, in 2 years that I've done 2 lives in one day. Like, what? So anyway, let me say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from if you're joining. I always love interacting. I deeply love connecting. It makes me so thrilled. But my shoulders just like releasing so much, you guys. It's like my masculine side, my right side of the body is your masculine, left side is the feminine. And my right wing, so I have like angel wings. Well, we all have angel wings, but my right angel wing was like just fractured. It's like, and your wings are almost like it's like, I guess, your eyeballs in a way. It's like your energetic eyeballs. It's like your wings are what let you fly. And in this world of being a human, if we didn't have eyes, we wouldn't be able to see, right? So in like the space, the world that I function in, which is the energetic, if my wing is fractured, it's almost like I can't function properly. And today we just went and the lady was like, I'm just gonna give you, she was like literally like had her elbows in my back and it was like releasing. And I'm like literally in the middle of the massage, you guys. And this is like how I was in the middle of the massage. I was like, how good does that feel just to let out? It just feels so good. And then she's like pressing, so it's like your body's releasing. It's like, oh my God, if you've never like done a massage like that, it's just let it out. Even just your throat chakra, your frustrations, like yell in the pillow. Just let it out, let it out, let it out, let it out. Okay, so what I came on to talk about actually, I'm going to be like in and out of consciousness, you guys, because I'm like in this orgasmic state and then coming back. Okay. What I really wanted to talk about was consciousness. So we kind of started this already, but for all of us, we have our bodies, right? Our physical bodies. And besides our physical body, there's a whole, I can't even move that. A whole like energetic body around us that you have like a pain body, you have a light body. I mean, there's so many teachers that have so many bodies. Like, I don't know if I even really align with one teacher in one specific body. I think there's multiple bodies that we have outside of this human body. My specific probably focus at this point in my life, or up until this point, has been the pain body, really releasing the pain in the body, understanding why certain organs hold certain emotions, what those certain organs, and if we have pain in our body like anxiety or our thyroid or our liver or our ovaries, I'm thinking like the different cancers, lung cancer, brain cancer, like all the different things. Like I understand fundamentally what emotions, go with certain organs in the body, which is why it's manifesting in a specific way in pain. It's our body trying to communicate to us, which then aligns with the chakra system, which is really aligning with what is your body asking it needs more of. Like, does it need more attention to your thoughts, to your dreams? Does it mean more attention to speaking? Does it mean more attention to your heart? Need more attention to your core, like where you're moving from? Are you grounded in who you are? Do you have a strong identity? your sacral? Is there sexual issues or trauma in your root? How safe do you feel to be here in this body, in this planet, in this earth? Or how, kind of far advanced are you? Where you've been made fun of a lot, people have told you you're crazy, people tell you like you're too smart or you're overthinking, whatever, all the things are. And so that would make you not, over time, if you habitually hear negative things about who you are, like you're too tall or you're too smart or you're too good at this or you're too good at that, it would inherently, you'd start to not feel safe to be who you are because people are always saying it's too much or it's too this. So consciousness, there's a lot of bodies, but in probably what I focus on is the pain body, energetic body, and a light body. And when I mean light, technically in some teachings, probably the energetic body and a light body could be considered the same thing. But for my, not even teaching, for my live of the moment, in my present moment reality, I'm making them 3 bodies. So, oh my God, you guys, I wish like everyone could feel this good. Okay, so consciousness. Basically, consciousness unity is understanding that we are one human being and we are one family, we are one unity. So whatever you see in me is simply a reflection of what's available for you. If you see something in me that you don't like, but you keep watching, then it's something you don't like in yourself, or it's something you're not owning in yourself, or there's a trauma that I represent that I've overcome that you have not yet overcome that trauma. And so I want to go a little bit into like heartbreak specifically tonight, because for those of you who know, I've gone through some pretty massive heartbreaks throughout my life. They kind of get over them as time has gone on. But like, I know some people, from what I've heard, or people that ask me, it's like you stay on the same heartbreak for like 10 years, or you stay in the same relationship for 15 years that you knew you should have left. Like, that hasn't really been the case with me. It's more been like I've had these really deep, intimate love experiences. At that point in my life, they're really deep. Who I am now today, those relationships are so shallow. But at that point in my life, I had these like what I perceived as like deep, intimate relationship that really broke my heart. And it was kind of like, how is it going to move forward? How is it going to get over it? And one thing we have to realize as men and women is when we're in relationship dynamics and someone, it's just not working. Like, I feel like it's funny. I'm someone who I feel like when I meet someone, intuitively I know, like, yes, I'm going to go on a date with this person, or no, there's just no way by me meeting them. It's going to be a waste of time. I already don't see a future. And it's not like being mean or not giving a chance. It's just, I'm so clear on what I want in life. It's like I can see that person fitting in already and like, let's go on a date and have an experience, or I just can't. And I think a lot of us, we get so tied up in the story of we've been dating someone for a year or a year and a half, or we've built a life with them financially, we've done savings with this person, so I might as well just stick it out. Like, what's the cost of me leaving the relationship? Like, financially, we put it there. And like, what about kids and all the things? And I feel like it just is, it's just way simpler, to be honest with you. It's just when you go into a relationship, or when you have a heartbreak, or when you go on a date even, like, it's very simple to be like, okay, I'm on this date. What are your goals? What do you see your life like? What do you enjoy? Are we laughing together? Are we playing together? And can we co-create a communication channel between us that's gonna be sustainable? Like, it's really actually a very simple process. And so I feel like a lot of people, though, from what I hear, is they get caught up on this heartbreak. Like, they get caught up on, this woman used me for money. I gave her a necklace that was $10,000, or I bought her all these things and then she just left, or she just didn't communicate. Or one thing I've been seeing a lot lately, and this is with narcissism, codependency, but that these guys, it's kind of like you're giving everything to this woman. Like, you're literally like, I'll listen to her emotionally. I'll do this. I'll do this. And like, you're doing all these things for her. But it's like, it's been like I don't know, like a short time, and there's no like soul connection. So I think one, I want to go through, like, if you're in a habitual heartbreak, like you feel like you're providing all the things for the woman, even the woman, you're providing all the things for the man, but like something's just not clicking. Like something's not moving forward in the relationship. Like it's just like you're showing up to something. I talked about this in the live lately. It's like almost like you're showing up to a job that you feel like you have to show up to, because if you don't show up, it's like, I don't know what else to do. And that is such a horrifying, first of all, relationship to even think most people are existing in, but they are. And so that's like what kind of breaks your heart. And then when the heartbreak happens, when it's like actually said and done, because it's like so far beyond repair, like you've over provided for the woman, and then she's emotionally not been there, and you've even then probably given her outs of like, hey, do you even want the relationship anymore? I'm feeling some vibes. And she's like, yeah, but you can tell like it's off, and then something so traumatizing happens that you get angry, she gets angry, like the whole thing is a mess. And it's like not replaceable. But then the heartbreak of that, it's like you're hung up on. Like it's like, oh my God, I'm hung up. I think men do this energy of distracting. They try to just like find a bunch of other women, or like do things where I think women kind of like sulk. We get like very sulky, like dwelling in this energy of like, oh my God, da, 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 where men like kind of, you quickly try to like distract. The truth of a heartbreak is that it's giving you the opportunity, and any breakup, to be honest, any breakup or heartbreak is like to put you into stillness. Like consciousness breakup is like literally you're breaking the consciousness, you're breaking through. So like a pillar of light can come through, like where there was like a node, almost like your heart, there was like an artery like this, and then it broke. But now when it's broken, you have an open space for light to channel through. Like before you were like blocking, it's like almost like you were blocking the light, blocking the consciousness, because you could only like show up like this, and then it's boom, breaking, and now you have more space to And so if we can just change the paradigm of heartbreak, we can change the paradigm of that I really so badly, so deeply desire the love. So deeply want the love story. I so deeply want the thing. Like I want the freedom lifestyle. I want the love. I want the whatever it is. But we're not willing to like, first of all, be disciplined enough to have stillness of like clarity of like, this is what I want in a relationship. Like, I think everybody, like I have it in my phone. This is a while ago. I go deeper on this, but what are like, not just 10 qualities that you want in someone? Like what are experiences you want to have with someone? Like, like to me, it's very important that a man and I can travel together. I want to know when I'm traveling with this man that I feel safe, that he knows how to check into his own shit. I don't have to like baby him on this. I don't want to have to worry about like, does he know how to call an Uber? Like these are not things I want to like be like, this is a first time traveler. That would probably not work with me if it was like someone who's just starting their traveling life. We just would naturally have a disagreement and fight. So I can already know off the bat, that's not an experience I want to have. So in my phone, he has to be an adventurer, down for the adventure, open to the experience. I have 10 qualities of someone like, this is how I want to experience life with them. And so from that, it's easier to like not avoid the heartbreak, but these traumatizing heartbreaks that it's like, I can't move forward. I can't, whatever. It's like the end of the world because you can't see that the heartbreak actually opened you. Like it literally, the heartbreak was there just to, it's my wrong side, but this, you guys are so good. The heartbreak was literally there just to open you into a new experience, open you into like this divinity, this truth, this like, love affair. Like that's what the heartbreak was for. We just need to change the paradigm. And so from the paradigm changer, instead of let's focus on all the things this guy or girl did wrong, or all the things I did for this guy or girl, or all the, like, instead of focusing on all the things of what that was, like bring it back. Almost like I feel like we need to do that. So it's like when you see yourself spinning, so I hope this live for anyone, For anyone watching this live, when you catch yourself spinning on the heartbreak or the why you don't have the relationship, what I suggest is, I am spinning these thoughts on the outside of me. So what I ask to do is, ooh, bring it back in, stillness. And I'm going to go, what are the 10 things that I want to experience with someone? I'm going to write that in a note in my phone. I'm going to look at that, maybe weekly, maybe daily, whatever that is. And then what I want to start actually aligning to is, how do I become the person that will meet, like be an energetic match for that person? If the person I'm calling in, would that even type of person be attracted to me? Am I acting in alignment for my dream guy or relationship or whatever? Would they be attracted to me? Like, am I actually acting in the way that's available to attract and sustain someone like that? Great question. Like, if you want a freedom lifestyle, but you're not living it, but expect to meet someone who's living a freedom lifestyle, how is that going to work? Because that person's living in alignment already, and you inherently are not living in alignment yet. So that person would not inherently be attracted to you. Like, you've got to think of these things. So, like, the people of your past that broke your heart, in consciousness, we're breaking it so you could rise. And I did that in another video. But you've really got to understand this, like, rising energy, and this consciousness of breaking isn't the break. It's the breakthrough. It's the allowance of the pain to be released finally, instead of like stored. So the light just bursts through you, blasts through you. You know, I remember even when I was dating the narcissistic codependent relationship, I remember like there would be times when like something traumatizing would happen. Like he would just do something so stupid. Like looking back, it was like, I don't even understand what I was thinking. But I remember, you guys, it would literally feel like it was so intense. It would feel like there was a white pillar of light like blasting through my heart. And I remember I would be like texting him like, it's so intense. Like, it's so intense. Like, it's because my emotions were on overdrive, because I knew I was doing something I didn't want to be doing. But what I changed the paradigm of that is like, that was for me to open, and I see that now. And so anyway, I think the whole moral of this live, I don't even know, I started it on conscience and heartbreak. So now I'm going into value add on a relationship. Only Colleen does this. But anyway, what I feel like is that you want to then, from the heartbreak, come back in, align. Who is it that I need to, what is it I want to experience and align to? From this alignment, am I a match for that person? Because a lot of times people say, I want this person, but you're not even the match. You're saying you want someone, but you're not even living into that values of what you are craving for. So it's like very specific to be, to be just aware of the heartbreak, if you're really doing the healing work, or if you're being a guy who's like kind of like distracting yourself, just like going on to the next woman, going on to the next woman, going on to the next woman. Like I saw a guy recently, I don't want to say because he's a public figure, but anyway, he kind of like went through a bunch of like really bad heartbreaks, but it's like he's like gone consecutively, like this woman and this woman, this woman, they're all have ended badly, and they're all like super public. And I'm thinking, like, if this guy would have just paused, like as a public figure, like just pause, let me do the healing, and now he's on to the next relationship, like, but it's like, just pause. It's okay to not have the dating spree. It's okay to not have the men texting you or the woman texting you. And woman, the sulking and the overthinking and the dwelling, the woman, we dwell and we dwell and we dwell. Just move on. No, you don't need to answer his text. You don't need to look at his profile. You don't need to be friends with him if he wants to be your friend. You don't owe him anything. Move on. Move forward. Goodbye. Like in the consciousness field, literally imagine like you're flicking them away. Men, it's different. So that's why I'm saying this. But anyway, that's what I wanted to share. I'm running a workshop that's specifically around heartbreak. I don't even know if it's a workshop. I might turn it into like a 2-part workshop thing. But anyway, I'm doing a thing about heartbreak and about wholeness and about falling in love. This whole conversation, if you're enjoying it, if you want to have more dialogue around it, if you're someone who's a relationship coach, you're someone who's like here to help people really like understand dynamics of relating, this would be a course for you, because I'm going to go very deep into New Earth relating as we're entering in the New Earth, very much into the consciousness of relationships, like marriage versus monogamy versus openness, how to communicate about this so that way that you guys have a knowledge base to understand. I'm also going to go deeper into practices. Like I just shared one here of like the experiences of writing 10 experiences down you want with someone instead of 10 characteristics. And like, are you in alignment with that? I'm going to give you some real practices that you can take to your clients or you can, implement in your life. So I would really recommend, if this is something you want to have a deeper conversation on, just comment below. It should be like heart opener, heartbreaker, heartbreak to heart open. Anyway, comment below something like heartbroken or whatever it is. I'll give you the details. We're going to start on Friday. So it's a short launch again. I always do these short launches. But this is like for you, if you really want to get into like overcoming the heartbreak, falling in love, doing the things, and how it relates to consciousness, how it relates to new age. This is it. So let me read these. There's a lot of comments, you guys. I'm so grateful. I really wasn't. Good night, Edison. I love this. You have to learn and grow from every relationship, especially when it ends. Exactly, Robert. 100%. It's all here for us to open. I held on to a flawed relationship for too long. Yeah, James, we've just got to like realize it wasn't that you held on to a flawed relationship for too long. You kept going back to it because you weren't able to see the lesson, or you weren't able to grow from it, or you weren't able to like let go in peace. And I think that's the biggest thing with understanding relationships and heartbreak and looking back on our life, being like, I was stayed in that way too long. I had no idea this type of relationship was available. I had no idea that my heart could be open to more depth, to more expression, to more safety, to more security. Like men, like I had no idea that a woman could express herself this way and we could create a life like this, like it's not that you held on too long. It's that you had to hold on to that relationship to learn the lessons so that the right person you would be prepared for and ready for. And I think that's really big as men. And we'll go over that in this workshop of like providing safety and security as man or the masculine and protection, and how that, really goes, and how women, kind of maneuver false energies to manipulate you guys for that. And you kind of feel like backed in a corner of, I don't want to be upsetting, or I had this idea, like she's asking me to do this, I'm delivering, but then she's still not doing the things. Like, I'm going to really help you come to terms with that and like how we really align to that frequency for this new earth. So I love that you shared that, James. What does the teal post-it note say? Oh my God, that's so funny. So it's my income goals. So we had 50K, 100K, 1.88 million. I trust, I surrender, I commit, I take action. So I have different sticky notes. That one. But I have like some of my sticky notes, I have like relationship things on them. Some of them are just mantras. Some are like for my new book. They're all just subconscious reminders. I'm big on that. Right, as long as you reflect and rise from what you learn. Exactly, Robert. I loved that. And that's really my third book. I talk about the 12 principles of really, falling in love. So let's see. Donna, I'm just going to share this. Being a person with disability, I dated someone 35 years ago. She accepted my disability. We got along great. It was a 3 relationship. After 3 years, we went our separate ways. Well, I think that's beautiful, 35 years ago. So we got along. So what happened in the 35 years to the 3 years? I think it's really important we talk about this, because I think we don't need to have 35 years pass if not dating. I think that's something we can heal. But I think when you've gone through a traumatic relationship, or, if there's something that was heartbreaking, we need 90 days, everyone. When I'm seeing people literally get in a relationship that was traumatic and then it's okay, I'm on to the next, okay, you just did not heal and that pattern's going to repeat itself. And I think guys think it can happen quicker because, again, this is back to the biology, the power of a man's penetration, the blog post I did on that. You guys' biology is quickly 0 to 100, 0 to blood rushing. Women, our fertile cycle is 30 days, so 28 to 30 days. So we have a longer process, just biology. So I think men think I can just quickly get over here and distract myself. But I think no matter what breakup it is, you always need at least 90 days, I think, before jumping in another relationship. Otherwise, you're just not looking at your shit. But I think, if it's something traumatizing that happened, like what Donna, you said, I think 12 to 18 months is kind of the minimum. So, okay. I've come across the aggravation tier circuit with people. Relationships ending aggravation with the guys, tears of the girl. Yeah, I don't make like these hard rules about relationships of like, this is the way, kind of my video I said the other day of consciousness. I don't have like I don't have like laws of things. Like I have principles, I have like beliefs of like love will always win. Love is the most powerful planet on the force. It is the most powerful force on the planet. I have beliefs like that, but I don't necessarily have like, beliefs around like every man is going to end in anger and every woman in tears. I think that men get angry when they feel like they've provided for a woman, like she's asked, request things, and like then he's provided a bunch of things for her, and then she just kind of like neglects him or abandons him or gives like no communication. I think that's a really big like what the fuckness for a guy, because it's like I did all the right things and it still wasn't enough, or like my providing still didn't provide the safety for you, or like the thing. So I think that's where the anger comes. And I think a lot of women who are unaware, unawake, which is what I talk about in my How to Make the Awakened Woman Crave You workshop, they kind of like manipulate men like that on purpose to like get things they want because they know they can, and then like do the abandonment thing. Girls, I think like where the tears are kind of like, it's just feeling like I've tried to express myself so much and it's just still not being heard. And then like there's just a breaking point, or there's like a point of, for me, it was always a point of like where I just, I loved someone so much. Like I loved them so much. And then, like they lost trust. They did something that like showed me like I wasn't safe, or like it wasn't, they couldn't, what they did? It was like the moment that I started crying and those like really heavily, where it was like really intense for me. It was like the moments of like when the identity of who I saw their highest, and then they did something in this current reality that like it broke that reality. Like it could never go back to the identity that I saw them, because the action they just did was so painful. I think that's why girls, like when we get really emotional, it's like because this future identity, this identity of a man we saw was just broke. Like it just broke and it can't go back to that. So, but it's just tricky, but it's, that's what I would say about that. Part 2, to my last post. When having disability, it can be a challenge to find a relationship. Well, Donna, that's a belief, right? So we could easily change that belief. That's been your reality up until this point. And there's a lot of men who would willingly love to be with a disability person, or there's, be with your heart. It's not even about a disability. Like take that out of the equation. Like just Donna. What if it was just Donna? What if people could just love Donna? There was no disability. I used to think that about having cancer and like, we'd have to change my medication to have kids. And I talk about this in my my third book, 12th book. You guys, clearly I'm going to write 12 books. Jesus Lord. But my third book, I talk about the 12 principles to like fall in love. And, one of them is you've got to realize that like you are enough just to be loved as you are. So I think that would be, one thing to really work on. And I think my workshop, this one I'm doing on heartbreak, would really help you. Robert, I noticed many women, probably 35 plus, are putting relationships on pedestals and have the need to be in a relationship. So thank you for bringing this up, Robert. So this is a really interesting, subject. So 35 over, if you're not married and you don't have kids, women biologically, like it's biology, are getting nervous. They get nervous because like, what if, their menstrual cycle runs out? It's not like it's a given day. It's not like you're born, it's not like death. It's not like you're given a day of like, oh my God, you no longer going to have this period running through you and, monthly gift, whatever. So you can't have kids, but you're feeling this thing of oh my God, when's it going to be? It's between 35 and 42 or whatever that it is, And so people get really freaked out. I think for women though, it's not your job as, as a man to look at that. I think with women, it's just really important to notice hey, I'm getting to that time. I wouldn't even be in it, but okay. Men or women, I think it's really important back to this thing of when you have the heartbreak to do the thing of what I said, ooh, and bring it back inwards, bring it back internal to you to what is it I want to experience in life, and if you want to have the experience of children and it's, even me, I already know that. I know I want 4 kids. I'm going to adopt my daughter, Ella. These are conversations you guys, men I'm not even dating know this. And they're like, oh my God, men just flirt with me and I tell them this and they're like, oh my God, that's so amazing. I love that story. I'm not even, it's just it's me breathing air. So I don't really have, and no guy has ever been turned off by this whole thing, by the way, of the whole adopting Ella, even though it sounds absolutely fucking ludicrous. no one, like every guy, even the guys who aren't even spiritual are like, this is just so dope. Like, it's like, why, you guys, I don't understand. But I do understand because we have to realign. So that's why I'm doing this workshop. So anyway, that was a good point, Robert. I don't think men are looking for a relationship or a distraction to not feel the pain from the heartbreak. Yeah, that's what I said, I think, Robert. So maybe I didn't communicate it correctly, but what I meant was that if a guy right after a relationship, the polarity, so a masculine and feminine, right after a relationship, if a man that breaks up, they're going to try to distract themselves. That's what the masculine normally does, is like distract. They don't want to feel this. It's very painful. The women are dwellers. It's not that. I don't think men, they're not looking for a relationship, but they will distract themselves with another relationship or go on dates, like obsessively, or text women or go on the Bumbles and the Tinders. Men will more do that, where women are more like dwelling and sulkers. And I shouldn't say men or women, it's a masculine and feminine. Like you can easily have that in either body. I've been guilty of both. So that's what I meant. Okay. Boop, boop, boo. Okay, let's see. I can relate to that over providing patterns and attracting male favorite cooks. I've had a lot of healing. I've had to do a lot. Exactly. I mean, that's a lot of men. A lot of men have had that. I mean, you guys were shifting so massively in this new age of what even it means to be the man or the woman and provide. So, that's why I say get in this workshop. This workshop is like how to understand heartbreak and how to fall in love. Like attract love. It should really be how to, overcome heartbreak and attract love. That's what this workshop is. It's probably going to be 2-part series. You guys, I give up. I feel like I want to offer things, and I do offer things, but you guys, even when I offer it, I get more information of things that's going to be shared. Like even in my new program, I just did create, write, share, receive. It was 4 modules, and then I added 3 more modules, and I think we're going to add another video. I always add stuff, you guys. So it's if you just listen to me and you're like, hey girl, I feel like I'm supposed to be in this program or this opportunity that you're offering to have deeper dialogue around this conversation, whatever it is, it's online marketing, falling in love, heartbreak, trauma, whatever it is, just get in it. I'm just going to make that announcement. Just get inside of it, because whatever it is, I'm going to offer more than whatever's on the page, because it's always the sales page, because it's always more is coming through me. So, anyway, but James, back to your point. Yeah. The real masculine, feminine polarity of what it means to be a man and a divine masculine, or a man in a relationship, and what it means to be a woman, a divine feminine. There is no gender specific things anymore, and there's not even, it's going to be different for every relationship. Me, I don't like cooking, at all. I'm not, but there's a lot of women, a lot of my friends love cooking, and that's their thing, but it's just not my thing. Maybe it will be one day, but it's probably very unlikely. But that's not bad, and I offer other things, and I don't even know if the guy I would date, he's probably not gonna most of the guys I date, they like privacy a lot more. And I kind of like that, so that way it pulls me in a little bit, but I don't think I'd want someone who wants even as public I am, or as public or as open. I don't know if I'd like that. I think I like that they're a grounding little space for me, so, but some men are more open, and other women, that's their thing. So it's all different. It's all so different. You know what I'm saying? And even this there's going to be a lot more open relationships that are happening. I'm still monogamy. I still believe in, when I have my person, right now you can say I'm kind of open dating-ish, but when it's actually real love, sacred love, no, absolutely not. That's divine union. That's 2 people. You don't even really need a third person, because technically when you're having intercourse, it's always multiple beings around. So in different dimensions. So anyway, but that's for this. That's what I'm talking about in this workshop, is things like that. So anyway, but I think it's just important to know, as we're going to this new earth of relating, if you're a relationship coach or someone who desires to help people relating, and you're desiring to create love in your life, you've got to get over the fact of people this is how it's supposed to be, so structured. It's not how it's going to be anymore. Exactly, Robert. James, I'm so happy you started Uncompromised Life. You'll love it. I think always open to an uncompromised life, James. If you're feeling heartbreak, this is the best thing about that book. I don't know if I have one by me. The best thing about that book, An Uncompromised Life, I'm going to get it, is that whenever you're feeling sad, or you're okay, sorry guys, I just got it. Whenever you're feeling sad, or you're feeling unsure, the best thing about all my books, but this book, is if you're I'm just feeling sad, my heart hurts, I don't know what to do. You open the book to a random page, and then you read it. So this didn't just happen with my grandma. Her anxiety, depression, people-pleasing tendencies, and her intense need to prove her worth as a woman in the workforce was passed on to my beautiful mom. What we were just talking about. My mom grew up hearing my grandma say, "You always get your guests what they ask for. You should appear to look a certain way. You talk from intelligence, blah, blah, blah." So women being like this, like, you have to be like this, do this, like, da-da-da. That's not where we live anymore. It was so funny. I was just talking about that. See how magical my products are, you guys? Like, literally, my products are like living, breathing things that hear us. So anyway, James, anytime you're feeling sad or like, you know, judgment about staying in a relationship too long, open a random page of that book and it'll give you a beautiful message. My daughter's name is Ella. Of course, Robert. Of course. No surprise. I see you looking into the vision you see as you speak. Oh, Brian. Okay, so anyway, with that, now we're going to wrap it up. I had so much fun. You guys, this was like so fun. I'm so grateful for all the interactions and everything you shared. We had some really good things here. You're welcome, James. Do that with all of my books. Any of my books, anyone who has my books, open to a random page when you feel upset. And I will give you the message. Okay. Friday is the first day of this 2-part workshop. I just changed it. It was going to be 1 day, but now it's a 2-part workshop after being on this live. It is $111 until tomorrow. Then it's going to go up to $333. So if you are someone who wants to forever let go and overcome heartbreak, and you really want to dive into the divinity of you and to attracting the love you desire, in this workshop, I'm going to be sharing specifically how to let the love go, how to understand the pain body. We talked about it a little bit here, but going deeper into it. I'm going to be sharing practices that you can integrate yourself and habits, and also in your practice with your clients or with your work or just relationships in general, because this is really like a relationship course. 2 parts to it. There's going to be 2 live video parts. If you can't attend live, they'll be recorded. There's going to be a private membership group so you guys can all communicate and talk. And I probably will do, because I'm on it, I'm going to add a Q&A. So a live Q&A. So yes, 333. You're so funny, Robert. So it's going to be $111 until tomorrow at midnight. Then it will be $333 until Friday. I'll probably close the doors on Saturday. So if you are here and you know this is for you, you're just like, Colleen, I listened to your live. I feel like I have to be part of this. I've just got to understand this heartbreak, how to let it go. I've got to start understanding relationships. We've got to be involved. Then this is the thing. Next portion. If you want to be a private one-on-one client, I'm still taking on 2 clients from the post that I did previously, about 3 one-on-one clients. We have 2 opportunities. I do not take private clients on very often, but it's 90 days with me. Basically, we talk every single day. You get access to everything I launch within the 90 days and more. You guys, I swear to God, it's just like when you work with me, I just give whatever needs to be given. And we converse and we do the things and we get clear. So the most important, those of you who are on the live, share it if you liked it. Share it if you know someone who needs to hear it. 2, if you know you're meant to be in the workshop, which is Overcome Heartbreak and Forever Attract Love, Fall in Love, something like this. Message me to get involved. $111 is the price before tomorrow at midnight. Then it goes to $333. I love you. This was so fun. I'm going to do this more. Thank you for letting me be here as my arm is just releasing. It feels so good. Anything else? Turn your life into the greatest love affair. You deserve it. It's all you. It's always been you. All right, I love you.